I don't mean to state the obvious, but something incredible is getting ready to happen in Fortnite. The creature has escaped Polar Peak and seemingly dipped into the ocean. We also have this statue in Tilted, which proves to be a huge part of the season. And of course, how could we forget the Loot Lake power cord? Guys, we've got just so much to go over in today's video. If you're new around here, I'd really appreciate it if you could support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and joining the family today. As a reminder, I'm daily uploading, keeping you fully in the loop with what's going on in your favorite game, which I'm assuming is Fortnite. Also, if you want to get a gift from me and you want to get added to my friends list, all you've got to do is head on over to caffeine.tv and hit me with the follow on my live stream. I'm actually going to be going live a good number of the next few days, so definitely take advantage of your chance to get added. The link will be in the description. So if you've been watching my videos over the past couple days, you'll be familiar with the theories I've said surrounding the skin called the Tempest. Is he the reincarnation of Kevin? Is he the visitor? Who knows, but I think both of those arguments are very compelling. In yesterday's video, I pointed out this loading screen, which is from this season, and it shows two of the skins and several others in the background fending off a horde of cube monsters. Based on leaks in the game's files, we know there's going to be a Horde Rush LTM, which we're going to be able to do exactly that. It's unclear as to whether or not the cube monsters will make a return to the normal playlists. In my video yesterday, I said it's pretty reasonable to think Kevin could come back in some form, considering the very monsters that he created are coming back. That much is guaranteed. I know it seems obvious, but I did forget to mention something in yesterday's video, and I got Kristen tweeting me, and she said, just watch the newest video, grabbed this screenshot. Notice anything? I spy, with my big caddis eye, a Kevin. Looking back and taking a closer look at the loading screen, you can definitely see there is a cube fragment making the monsters. Literally, a piece of Kevin is guaranteed to come back to the game because we can see it in the loading screen. Now, we don't know if it is the same cube. We don't know how it's affiliated with Kevin. It might be Kevin, it might be another cube, I don't know. But a cube fragment is coming back into the game. Could that lead to Kevin coming back himself? He could already be back though. He could be the Tempest. Very interesting stuff to think about though. Our beloved cube Kevin is making strong signs that he could be back. Something that I've noticed recently is as we get further into the season, as we get more and more information available to us, this Fortnite image makes more and more sense. As you can see in the bottom left, that's the eye of the caddis that we saw in the iceberg. At the top, we see Kevin the Cube. Now, we've talked about this before, but recently with all of the new information about the Tempest skin and the theory surrounding him, maybe there was more involved with it from the start than we originally thought. It definitely feels like Jonesy had some kind of inside information as to what was going down, or somehow he figured it out. Maybe he's a prophet. I don't know. We've talked about that before too. But it definitely looks like he was predicting the future rather than painting out the past. The eye of the caddis, Kevin the Cube returning, and even in the bottom right, you can see the monster which has a similar eye to the one on the bottom left. And here's something else. His hands have 3 fingers. The footprints you see from the creature from when it escaped from the iceberg also have exactly 3 fingers/toes. We can't exactly see the creature's feet in the Fortnite image, but how do we know the creature isn't just an all 4-legged creature? If so, that would explain why the footprints have 3 toes/fingers. We have always thought that creature, ever since it was revealed in this image, was going to be the caddis, but at this point, it is 99% confirmed. I mean, everything just adds up so perfectly. If Jonesy predicted the eye in the iceberg, and then he predicted the creature, then surely the cube at the top has to be a reference to what's to come too, right? Or maybe what's already come, i.e. the Tempest. Speaking of the Tempest, we all have had theories about how important he will be to the Fortnite storyline, but we got a nail in the coffin today for just how important he is. As you know, Donald Mustard often changes his location on Twitter to reference something going on in the game storyline, but he changed something else. He changed his banner to the Season 9 Week 5 loading screen. Now look at this loading screen. It's the one that shows the Tempest charging up his electricity or powers or whatever it is in his hand and flying through the slipstreams. Donald Mustard wouldn't do that for no reason. Why not change it every other time loading screens come out? They all tell the story and they're all important in their own way, so why this one? Mustard a couple days ago actually quote tweeted Fortnite's tweet advertising the 9.2 update. He said so much stuff. There were a lot of actual gameplay changes and buffs and stuff like that, so that might be what he's referencing, but I don't know, man. What if he's referencing stuff in the storyline? Could be very well true considering he changed his banner to be this loading screen, and I can't remember the last time he's done that, if he has done that at all. I fully believe the Tempest may be a top 3 character for involvement in the storyline and overall importance this season. He could be 1 even, I don't know, but I still think Vendetta is going to play a major role. And of course, probably the Utopia skin that will unlock in about 2 or 3 weeks. Lots and lots of storyline info on the way soon, guys. Here's something else that I talked about a couple days ago, but now we have more info and it makes even more sense. So as you can see, this is the still image you get at the end of the Season 8 cinematic trailer for last season. You can see on the side there is some kind of a one-eyed creature, and there's an X on Polar Peak. Previously, I said since the creature only has one eye, and we only ever got to see one eye of the creature, not to mention the fact that there's an X on Polar Peak and that's where the caddis was hiding out, I thought there was a chance that could have been a hint even a season ago about what was in the iceberg. But here's something else to add to that theory to add even more credibility. Not only is everything I just said true and makes sense, when the creature escaped from Polar Peak a few days ago, he most likely went out to sea, as evidenced by the location and direction of his footprints. Now, ironically enough, just about the same location that we figured the creature jumped into the ocean is pretty much where the creature on this screen is located on the map, roughly the southwest corner. In the game's coding, there were files that specifically said caddis left eye. Because of that, I assumed that over time, the ice would thin more and we would get to see the other eye. However, we never actually did get to see that because the creature just broke free. I don't know whether or not the creature has 2 eyes. All I can say is for sure we only saw 1. So who's to say this isn't the creature that was underneath the iceberg? I think it's unbelievably interesting to think about. Take it with a grain of salt, of course, but a lot of stuff checks out. One last thing about it, as you can see from the Fortnite image, the creature on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, which we think is the caddis, only has 1 eye that you can see. Now, there could be another eye on the other side of his head, I get that, but again, Fortnite and Epic Games only chose to reveal 1 to us. So how do we know that there is a second eye? You can't confidently say for sure. Next, I want to read this theory from Reddit by user Matt's Neat World. Basically, this theory is suggesting that the statue in Neo Tilted is a villain. He says, we all know her helmet was on the desk in the unvaulting event, and there's been a lot of speculation about her. My theory rides on the fact that she's likely the mystery skin this season, and if so, that means she's a villain, as all the mystery skins have sort of been villains with unclear motives. I would disagree about all of them being villains, however, I would agree about the unclear motives thing. He then goes on to say it would make for a good plot twist, because the statue in Tilted makes it seem like she's a good character, worthy of being a statue. Typically, statues are built for people who do good stuff. But it's possible she is not so good of a character. Truly, we don't know what happened between Season 8 and 9 because there was so many years that passed. And Bunker Jonesy, our only point of view, was locked in the bunker. We don't know why the statue was built of her. She could very well be evil, I'm not discounting that theory. She could also be good. Throughout history, it's not completely uncommon for dictators and people who were tyrant rulers to build statues of themselves. We know that there was a big fight that happened in between Season 8 and 9. That's pretty clear by the loading screens, especially the first 2. Maybe the quote-unquote good guys ended up losing, and the Vault Keeper took over, and that's why her statue was built. Recently, I had someone tweet me about the Loot Lake power cord that's connected to Neo Tilted throbbing and being very wobbly. I went to check it out for myself, and it's true. It is shaking a good bit. I went to see immediately if this was new by referencing my old gameplays from the start of this season, and I can confirm this has been happening the whole time. I don't know how I never noticed, but it has been happening. But still, even though it's not new, I've been wondering recently what is going to come of this. Obviously, the statue and this cord are two big parts of the season, but recently with the caddis, we've kind of neglected that part. Remember, there were files in the game's coding, and still are, referencing the Vault Keeper statue cracking and breaking open later this season. I noticed in tier 97 of the Battle Pass, there is a weapon wrap there. You might think nothing of it, but it is called Power Surge at tier 97, and also it's got the same design as Vendetta's clothing/armor. Obviously, we know Battle Pass stuff means a lot to the season. We know the tier 100 skin is Vendetta. That's the gameplay you're seeing in the background right now. This weapon wrap, being called Power Surge, brings up a lot of theories we had from earlier this season about a power surge happening and knocking the power loose from Neo Tilted. Maybe that in some way could involve the event, and I don't know. Maybe Vendetta will somehow be involved since it is his design on that weapon wrap. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I always love to read your theories and ideas, so keep them coming. Make sure to follow me on Caffeine, link will be below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll catch you in the next video, and until then, my friends, take it easy, and peace.